Hey, there's a deadline in place. You have until tomorrow to apply for your slice of the Loblaw bread price-fixing class action settlement. So if you purchase packaged bread or buns, rolls, English muffins, or more from Loblaw stores between 2001 and 2021, so over a 20-year period, you've got 1 day left to submit your claim to potentially receive a share of the $500 million payout. Here to help us explain and remind us how all of this works and find out whether or not you're eligible for compensation is one of the lead lawyers on this case, Jay Strasberg, managing partner of Strasberg, Wingfield, Sasso, LLP. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, let's start with who is eligible and what do you need to apply for compensation?
Almost everybody in the country, provided you're an adult and you're in the country as of a few months ago, everybody should apply.
Do I need receipts?
Nope, you don't need a receipt. You need to go to canadabreadsettlement.ca. You have to fill in a form, and you'll get an Interact transfer in a few months.
Okay, so that's all I need for proof, or is there anything else that I need to send in?
That's it. We're taking everybody at their word.
Okay, and my understanding is this can be applied to multiple households. You just have to be over 18.
Correct. So if you have 3 or 4 adults in one household, everybody should apply.
Okay,
That's
how
right.
many claims have been filed so far?
Millions of claims have been filed. So we don't know the exact number because it's a bit of a fluid process. There's a process in Canada, or Canada excluding Quebec. There's a separate process in Quebec. So, but what we're trying to do is boost the raise awareness, and make sure everybody applies by Friday at midnight, because that's the deadline.
Okay, so the $500 million payout, that is a fixed number, and it's going to be sliced many times depending on how many people apply for this. Some reports are
many times, correct?
Yes, so some reports are suggesting payouts could be anywhere from $25 to $50, but you say that that number might be inaccurate. Can you explain why and what people should expect?
I'm not saying it's inaccurate. So there's a couple of components. The net number is let's say around, it's several hundred millions of dollars, okay? But that's the numerator, it's the denominator, right? So it's how many people have applied. That's why it's a bit of fuzzy math. Also, we have to factor in fraudulent claims, and there's been millions of fraudulent claims. So once we sort through all of that, we'll have a better idea. But we're forecasting between about $50 and $75.
Okay. Another question for you. What about people who took that $25 gift card that the company was initially offering? Are they ineligible?
They're not ineligible, but they'll have to give credit for the $25. And then once we get to $26 or more, they'll get the difference.
You mentioned that some of the...
in other words, they'll be put on even footing with everybody else.
I see. Okay. So you mentioned that some of these claims are deemed legitimate. There have been a number of bots, and they have been considered fraudulent. What are the steps that you're doing to make sure that those payments don't go to those, and that the right people get the money that's coming to them?
Right. So first of all, I'm not a techie guy. I'm a lawyer. But so here's what we've done. So first of all, it's a court-supervised process with a company called Verita. It's a huge, reputable company. So their business is on the line. So if there are multiple fraudulent claims, people are going to know, and I think their business is going to be in a bit of trouble. So this entire process is supervised by the court. They'll have to report. We've paid for extra levels of fraudulent protection, and let me just give you a couple of examples. So if they get a batch of claims, like 1,000 claims from the same IP address, we're going to know. Okay, so that they get put into a separate bucket. Also, interestingly enough, what I found out yesterday is that if you have to fill out the claim form, and we're able to track how long it took to fill out the claim form. So if the claim form was filled out in less than 20 seconds, it's flagged. So, because people are going to manually type their information. So there are multiple firewalls. Okay, in addition to that, we're going to be doing e-transfers to Interact, through Interact. So what will happen is Interact will have another level of verification after we go through our own firewalls.
I see.
So, we have multiple steps. I mean, we're going to do is, we've spent the extra money for the fraud protection, and we will do everything we can. Like, we want this money to be going into the hands of Canadians. So it's in everybody's interest to make sure this process is safe and transparent.
And just really quickly, when you are applying and you need to be 18 years of older, is that at the time that you're applying to be part of this suit, or in the period of time when the price fixing was supposed to have happened?
It was as of 6 months ago or something like that. So, I mean, everybody should just apply.
Okay.
If you're a 15-year-old, don't apply. But if you're 18 or close to, or you just turned 18, you should just apply.
Okay. There are other companies we know that are alleged to have participated in this price fixing scheme that took place over 14 years. Some of those are Metro, Walmart, Canada Bread, the latter of which was fined $50 million. So what would it take for these companies to have to offer compensation?
That's a great question. Maybe you should ask them. But what we're going to do, so this is just one company that's come forward and they've done the right thing and given us reasonable compensation. We have that settlement. But most importantly, in Q1 next year, we're going to be getting the cooperation from Loblaws, which will, we hope, implicate everybody else. So we've been at this for 8 years, and if we have to take another 8 years, we'll do it. But we're going to chase every single one of these alleged defendants and make sure that they're held to account.
Jay, remind us last time, deadline is midnight tomorrow night?
Friday night.
Friday night. Okay, Jay Strasberg, managing partner at Strasberg, Winfield, and Sasso LLP. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so if your interest is piqued, you can go to CanadianBreadSettlement.ca and apply for your compensation. If you like that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.